Beautiful, right? This is artificial. Artificial. It's all guys from books to you. Yeah.
With your notes and all this kind of stuff, right? Because like having stuff in your head and actually explaining it are two different things.
Right.
Ask any student, ask any public speaker, right? Even and you guys go through it, you want to say something, but the words don't come out. So
that's right. Yeah.
So what happened was the first time I went, I was a little bit, nervous because a lot of people are listening and everything like that. So when I first came with you guys, you helped me with articulating my thoughts and my ideas.
Right.
But also you helped me see that when I am able to articulate myself and everything, it makes sense. So it kind of helped me get over that hump.
That's very nice of you. Yeah.
And then you asked me really hard questions, so that helped too. So I had to think on my feet.
Yeah, so we're starting in new classes. We're gonna teach who wants to go to TEDx, or we're gonna teach now.
But you know what? You're gonna teach it, but a lot of people are gonna run away. Yeah,
this is their loss, not ours.
No, it's hard work, man.
Oh, I know. Okay, let's.
You do it.
Like you've been there now, right? Okay, what is TEDx anyway? What is it?
Lots of people think that's what I think don't know what is TED Talk.
Yeah.
They do go there. They do go to the shows.
In a very simplified form, that what exactly TED Talk is.
Okay, so you have your so there's something called a TED Talk, right? So a TED Talk is originally it was created for people to share any interesting ideas or visions or insight that can help the public or the world, right? So you have there's a lot of celebrities, like even Shah Rukh Khan has done
right. Yeah.
So a lot of celebrities have done these TED Talks, and sometimes then the topic can vary in different areas. But it's a good platform to be able to explain something to the public about what could potentially benefit them, right? So that's kind of what a TED Talk is. Now, a TEDx Talk which is what I did.
The one you did.
Yeah, it's kind of like having a TED Talk, but it's like franchised. But it's like in different institutions. So you'll notice that there's a TEDx in Calgary, there's a TEDx YYC.
Right, yeah.
Right? Then there's a TEDx U of A, then there's probably, I'm guessing there's a TEDx Edmonton as well. So these institutions follow that TED Talk format. And they invite individuals to present certain ideas or concepts that they feel can benefit people.
So do they give you a topic to talk about, or you pick your own?
Yeah, so it's interesting because it depends on what's going on. So with me, I had a topic in my mind that I wanted to explain. Right? So for me, that's how I did it. But I guess for other people, maybe there's an area of expertise that they have. So people ask them, can you talk about your area of expertise?
Your expertise.
Yeah, like I'm not 100% sure because that depends on the TEDx team.
Right. So is it when you have this event, right?
Yeah.
So is it advertised? What topic are they going to be talking? The speakers will be talking that day, or they don't, and they can come and talk anything they want to.
Yeah. So what happens is, should I explain the process?
Yeah, please.
People are aware.
Yeah, it might make more sense. Okay. So basically, what happens is that like this whole thing starts 6, 7, 8 months ahead of time, right? And what happens is the TEDx team decides that they're going to have a TEDx talk on a certain month, day of the year or something like that.
Right.
And then what happens is then they start looking for speakers that match the theme of what they want to discuss, right? So our theme was solving the unsolvable, right? So then they look for speakers who could fit that theme. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So then what happens is, so I saw this, and so initially I should tell you that I had wanted to do a TED Talk. In fact, I was, somebody had recommended that I do a TED Talk in Vancouver. So I had gone in and that process was very challenging because what happens is you have to give them your blurb or your little talk that you want to discuss, and then you have 5 minutes to explain it. It's like going to American Idol.
Yeah,
You go there and there's about 30 other people.
Yeah.
They put you in front of these judges.
yeah.
Yeah.
They say, okay, go ahead, tell us what you're gonna talk about, and you got 5 minutes to do it, and you don't have more than 5 minutes because
Yeah.
there's like 30
Yeah,
other people.
yeah.
So I did it, and so I went through the initial stages and everything, but then there was a whole bunch of audition, and then I didn't make it through.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
I was not able to do it, which is a blessing in disguise. At the time, I was disappointed, but it's actually a
Right.
blessing in disguise.
Mhm.
I'll explain why. So, so I experienced failure because I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do. So I think about 3, 4, maybe 5 years went by, and so I'm not too sure. Remember, I told you what I do, like with my work and all that, right? So
Mhm.
I teach people
Yeah.
how to improve their mind, so they can learn more effectively, they can think more creatively, they can be more innovative and all stuff like that. So what I do is I take that concept, those concepts and those principles, and I use them either in a business format or in academics. And so the results with using this formula worked well in terms of academics. So one of my students who I had coached,
Mhm.
she was only in grade 10 when I had coached her, but now she's at U of A,
Okay.
University of Alberta.
Mhm.
And so, and I always try to keep in touch with my students and kind of see how they're doing and stuff like that. So I noticed she was part of the TEDx team. So I asked her, I said, if you're ever looking for speakers, let me know. Or something to that effect. So she was, why don't you send me a blurb of what you want to talk about? And so I was like, yeah, but last time I sent the blurb, I didn't make it through. So I'm like, okay, I can't send the same blurb because if I send the same one, they're gonna say no. So I gotta like jazz it up a little bit. So then what I did was I sent them something similar, but I gave them stats.
Okay.
So I talked about the number of students that I've helped and that there's a mental health issue and I'm able to help so many students. I talk about the current problem in today's society and everything. So I guess that blurb seemed to hit home for them.
Okay.
And I could solve that problem, which maybe seemed unsolvable, right? So it fit the
Mhm.
theme.
Yeah.
So it was probably a little bit of luck too.
Yeah.
And so the theme fit, and she knew me because I had taught her. So then there was that. And, fortunately, they said, yeah, sure, go ahead. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, so I got in.
Wow.
So this was when you were in Edmonton?
No, I was here.
Oh, you
I
were
was
there.
here,
Okay.
but I was just online. I think I was on LinkedIn and I saw her. And so
Okay.
I just reached out to her and I said, look, if you're looking for speakers, like that's a great topic. And I think it really kind of match what you guys are solving.
So,
right?
so this was your first TED Talk?
My first one?
Yeah?
Yeah. and
Okay.
man,
So how did you feel about it?
Oh, okay, so, so actually to answer your question, you asked me like, how do they
Yeah.
tell you to go on and stuff
Yeah.
like that? So what they do is about a month before, they put a list of all the speakers that are going to speak, and then they give the topic that they're gonna discuss. So, so when you actually come to the program, you know what who the speakers are and what they're gonna
Yeah.
discuss,
Right.
right? So that answers that question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with me, I really didn't know what to expect because I think like each TEDx talk is done differently.
Okay.
So I was thinking that, I was gonna go in and I was gonna kind of get coached and get a lot of feedback and stuff like that, like from them. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But it didn't work that way because I lived further apart. So I'm like, I gotta do this thing, but this thing is gonna go worldwide.
Yes.
So I can't just make it up as I go,
Yeah.
right? It's not like just showing up and talking, right? Like I gotta make sure I do this
Yeah.
thing well. So what I did was, I prepared like way ahead of time. So I had my topic, and then what I did was, once I had my topic, I would share it with people at work. And fortunately, because I work at university, I
Okay.
have a lot of professors that I can run these ideas, and they gave me amazing feedback.
Feedback, yeah.
And they said, okay, you talk about this, but maybe you should mention this and this. So then I took this,
Okay, yeah.
this script, I put the
Mhm.
script together. After I got the script together, I created slides that kind of showed these main points. So I kind of did that, and I said, okay. Then I had another friend, and she lives here, and she's really good with just grammar and articulation and stuff like that, right? So I had the main concepts, and I said, okay, now I gotta deliver it. When
Deliver.
you delivered it,
Delivery
that's
is so important.
yeah, that's hard, right?
Yeah.
Because you're talking about it and you forget something, and
Yeah.
then you remember something else, and then you look at a slide and you're like, well, what was I supposed to say about that slide?
Yeah.
So I had lots of benefit because she came in, she was like, give me your script. So she cleaned up my script for me.
Mhm.
So
Nice.
she took out all the duplication of words and all the unnecessary terminology and everything. So then that's how I got better. And then after that, then I went to my classes. So each class I got 40 students. So I did it in front of 40 students and they just critiqued me and
Yeah,
assessed me and all that. So I did that 3 times, and every time I learned how to improve and get better and better and better.
Right.
And then at the last, like a week before to go, I went to all the profs in my department and said, okay, here it is. And then I did the whole thing for them. And then they gave me a few things to tweak. But
Nice.
this whole process was probably about 2-3 months long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But what was really scary is that I get there and I'm about, like, it's like, I'm supposed to present at 3:15, and it's like just about 2:45, and I get a panic attack. Like I freak out.
Oh, no.
Nothing is making sense to me. I'm trying to articulate the words. Nothing is,
Oh,
like, the
sure.
words are not
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking the whole world is going to see this.
Yeah.
And if
And
I'm-
you're more worried about that.
Yeah, and if I mess it up, then the whole world is going to see that, I couldn't do it, and all these negative thoughts start to happen, and it really, really freaked me out. But then I said a little prayer, and I was able to get through. But then what happened was, so they asked me, said, "Are you ready to go?" So I'm like, "Well, I just had a panic attack." Right? And
You
they're
told
like,
them
yeah, I
that?
just had a panic attack, and they're like, "Okay, well, take some deep breaths and get ready to go on." So I'm like, "Okay." So I get on there, and so I'm behind the stage, and I'm like,
Okay, you can do it. You can do
I'm
it.
sort of confident, but I'm not really
Yeah.
confident. And I don't know if you've seen my talk, but
No, yeah.
if you see the talk, I talk a little bit about the components of success. And one of the biggest component is your mindset. So I'm thinking, okay, I gotta adopt a better mindset. Like my mindset is messed up because I'm thinking about all the mistakes I'm gonna make.
Yeah.
But what happened was there's these dancers that were performing on stage before me,
Mhm.
for the audience.
Okay.
Right? So I'm behind stage and I'm just looking at them and I'm like, okay, what are they thinking? And as soon as I started to think what they were thinking, everything changed. Because they were there to have a good time, they were to have
Exactly.
fun,
Yeah.
they didn't care if they made mistakes,
Yeah.
their job was just to entertain.
Entertain.
Right? So
Yeah.
I said, okay, that's the mindset, and boom, and that changed. So I was like, my
nice.
confidence was really low,
Yeah.
probably about a 2 or 3, and all of a sudden I watched them, and then boom, it went up to like a 10.
Oh,
So-
Oh, so you got the message just before.
Like 2-3 minutes before I'm about to go
Wow.
on, my mindset shifted,
Oh,
and
wow.
boom, and then I was
That's it.
able to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at a given TEDx talk, how many people are there normally?
So probably a few hundred, like probably
Yeah.
200-300 people.
People are
Yeah.
Yeah, and they paid money, right? They paid like
Yeah.
$85, so you.
They paid money.
Which is another thing that was stressing me out. They
Yeah.
pay $85, and if I can't deliver, then I'm
Then,
gonna
yeah,
disappoint them, right?
yeah. And people listening who are watching today, they are watching for free. So if I
So it's okay if I make mistakes.
yes. So if I ask you because to go to the TED Talk is one of the good stories, successful story, I can say that. Okay. So what do you think about with your experience? What is your success story, or what what are you doing right?
What am I doing right?
Yeah, because you were in TED Talk. Like what are you doing right? What do you think? In your words.
Also, are you wondering what I did right to get onto TED
Yes.
Talk,
Yeah.
or what I do right?
No.
To get on to the.
Get on them.
Okay, so I was gonna say, I don't really do too many things right, that's why.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, you won't want it.
Every once in a while. So, yeah, no, but, so what did I do right? I just reached out, like I always wanted to do one, and I always believe that whatever you focus on
Yeah.
for a
That's
long
for
time,
sure.
like if you just focus on what you want, then eventually something will happen and you'll get it. Like I remember the first time I wanted to do it, I failed, I didn't get it, but I didn't lose focus. I said, no, I'm gonna do it again.
Yes.
And maybe the next time I do it, I'll be more prepared.
All right. And I think you were.
Yeah, I was much more prepared
Yes,
because
very good.
I had, by that time, like the first time I did it, I had just started maybe teaching 2-3 years, and now I've been teaching for about, 9 years.
9
or
years
so,
now.
yeah. And I've coached over 2,000 students now. So I could use that data and say, look, I've coached over 2,000, and over 87% of them have experienced like better time management, better grades, less stress, and I have the evidence to be able to do it. But if I'd done it before, I wouldn't have had that data.
See, so what I was trying to ask, you answered each and everything, even more you answered me, and that's what we want to tell our viewers. Focus. That's the
Focus.
main thing, and passion. You
Yeah,
have to
passion.
have a passion
Exactly.
Yeah.
to do. Then everything slowly comes to you. Okay, what you want to do, right?
Yeah, and I think also in addition to that, you also have to have patience,
Yeah,
which
you.
which is something that I need to work on.
Yes.
So you need to have patience, and so what happens is let's say you try and it doesn't work out, okay, be patient, understand that this is just part of the process.
Part of exactly.
And also, like it's said that what you are hoping for and the whole universe is going to try to help you.
Yeah, Shah Rukh Khan
You
movie.
have that.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have that in you. That okay, I'm giving it out
yeah,
to the universe. That the whole universe is going to help me because you have given that out.
yeah,
That that you keep on thinking and you are going to do it. You're going to do it.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
this is
so
how it is.
exactly. So when I talk about the elements to achieve success, I
Mhm.
call it the equation for success. Mindset is the biggest piece, and that's exactly what you just said.
yeah.
That your mindset is that you can never stop believing that you're going to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
As soon as you stop believing that it's possible
Yeah.
for you,
Mhm.
then what happens is the God or the universe or whatever says, okay, fine.
Yeah.
No, because
This is how it
if he or
is.
she doesn't care, what do we care?
Yeah.
No, that's what it is.
Yeah, yeah. So you can never stop.
Yeah.
Like you can, you have to be relentless.
Yeah.
Just keep on going after the thing that you want, but don't just do it blindly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right?
No.
You gotta
You have to
be
have
strategic.
all the right tools.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
That's the most
yeah,
important.
because I'm going to take you back to that movie, Shah Rukh Khan movie, the one we were talking last time. Shah Rukh Khan and
Who was-
Aliyah, right? Aliyah.
Alia Bhatt.
Right.
Oh, you remember Alia?
I barely watch Bollywood movies, but yeah, I remember that
Okay,
one.
so you Shah Rukh Khan, that's what that's what he was teaching to her.
Yeah,
Patience. If you make mistakes, big deal.
yeah,
But if you have your focus, if you have your
yeah,
mindset,
yeah,
go for it,
yeah,
and it will come. Eventually, you will get it.
yeah,
And I think that's what we want in our life as well. If you want something, focus.
yeah.
But you have to keep trying though. If
Yeah.
you fail once, like
Yeah,
it is,
yeah.
you failed one,
Yeah.
or you didn't leave. You're like
Yeah.
you didn't quit.
You could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
lost
of
hope.
course. You say okay, whatever. Who cares? Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
You know, it's for our students as well because
Yeah.
if they're going for any medical or engineering degree, anything,
Yeah.
of course it's not easy. It's not a piece
Yeah.
of cake.
Well, it's hard for students because students today, at least, from the students that I work with, they've been kind of focused on this instant gratification thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes.
So, and you don't blame them because everything is so easy and quick for them. So if they don't achieve something, they think it'll never happen.
Yeah.
Whereas,
Yeah, because they want right.
yeah,
I want it right now.
yeah,
What I'm
And they're
aiming
used to-
for, but you
Yeah.
cannot get it right
Yeah.
now. You have to work hard for it.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like all the things worth having,
Yeah.
you gotta be patient and build that foundation and make sure you do the right things and all that kind of stuff. And to just get it right away, even if you did get it, you wouldn't be able to hold on to it.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you feel after you finished your test?
I honestly was, after I did it, I was
Yeah.
still a little bit shaken up.
Yeah.
But like I said, and I believe that the guy upstairs was there with me, right? So,
Yes.
Because
I-
you had all the hard work put to it.
Yeah.
yeah, so I honestly believe that when I was doing it, as I was speaking and everything like that, that confidence and all that, which wasn't there, I believe was, from the guy upstairs.
Yeah.
And he helped me, and so it's kind of like a partnership, that, you do the work and you try and you do everything you can, And then you get help.
Yeah, because God says, you do your job, then I'll do my job.
Yeah.
If you work hard, that's
Yeah.
your job,
yeah,
then he'll do the rest. Then
yeah, but you have to do your part.
you have to do your part, then you don't blame other
Don't
people for it.
expect- Yeah, don't expect that you don't do nothing
Yeah.
and it will
And
happen.
it will
But
happen.
it won't happen.
Yeah, like you have to try your part. That's why in that equation I talk about effort is important
Effort is
and strategies,
yeah.
but still not as important as how you're thinking.
Think-
Yes.
Because if you think you're going to do it all yourself, you can't.
You can't.
still need help of other
You
people.
get that's right.
You need inspiration from things around you.
Yeah.
You need to have faith in certain things.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So of course you've been teaching for a while now,
Yeah.
and you do the private events as well.
Yeah.
And so like the way the time is right now, it's all social media,
Yeah.
YouTube, Facebook, everywhere.
Yeah.
So how do you keep up yourself? Like, do you research as well? Like, what's going on the Facebook these days? or you need those topics. How do you keep yourself up to date with, because if you go to any school, you like university right now,
Yeah.
so they are all on the Facebook, they are all on social media.
Oh, okay. So
Okay, so how do you do that? As a teacher, what do you do?
are you saying how do I keep up with social media, or how do I keep up with my knowledge?
With their knowledge, basically.
Oh yeah, in fact, I would say social media is the worst source of knowledge.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's just what people are gonna type anything they want,
Anything.
That's right.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so I don't really look at social media as a good source of knowledge at all.
No,
No, I would say it's probably the worst source of knowledge.
Yeah.
I say social media is good to communicate to people,
yes.
but there's no.
But that was
Yeah, I
it.
mean, people can write about something that doesn't even make sense,
It
and
doesn't make sense.
just because it stirs an emotion up in people,
Yeah.
people will click a whole bunch of likes,
Yeah.
but it may not give any value to the world.
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm.
So,
Yeah.
Well, makes sense.
like
Makes
fake
sense.
news, for example,
Yeah, that's
There's
right.
so many out there.
Yeah, anybody can write a fake article
Yeah.
Yeah.
and talk about something. In fact, social media, they talk about all these dead celebrities that have passed away. I don't know if
That's
you've
right.
seen
Yeah, that's
Right,
right.
so apparently Sylvester Stallone is dead,
Yeah,
Morgan Freeman is dead,
That-
all these kind of things, and
it
they're just
was-
doing it, this is false stuff,
Yeah.
just to get likes, and
Yes.
people go to their page.
yeah.
So I don't think social media is a good source of.
So then, when you get your research, what do you do for the research, or so how do you get your knowledge? When
You know,
get,
I just try to read books.
read books.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get.
Like
yeah.
read good books,
Right.
you know, books that have been published properly. I also, to be honest, I take a lot of online training programs.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of online training programs out there where they can actually teach you certain things about, for example, how you want to achieve your goals, right? So they
Mhm.
can teach that to you, and with these not social media, but these online training programs, they can teach you in various ways than just a book. So,
Mhm.
for example, they can create a video to show you exactly what they're talking about, right? So you can watch these videos and you can see exactly what's going on, and then you have like a PDF with the main points of what was just discussed.
Right.
And I think it's going to get even better because
Mm.
now they're bringing in 3D
Yeah.
technology,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
So now you can actually feel like you're in the
In
thing
there.
while you're learning it.
Yes.
So that's what
Oh.
I do. But I spend a lot of time not on like social media to communicate with friends and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But to learn the good stuff, you got to do your research
Research.
and
yeah.
find out is the source credible,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then you research that stuff.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. So that's, that's such good points you have given out to our public, and they are listening and viewing all this. And you have hit the nail, that you say, okay, these are the things you have to pursue and you have to work on, and then only you can be successful.
Yeah, so that's actually very interesting too.
Yeah.
And if it's okay with you, I'm going to talk about what success means.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Because this whole term of success,
Yeah,
we have to look at it carefully.
yeah,
Because what happens is most people believe that success is something that has to do with, most people's definition of success usually has been told to them by
Right.
other people or other sources.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And you can see this everywhere around you.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
watch television, they'll tell you if you drive a Mercedes or a BMW, you are successful.
So, yeah.
So then people work really hard to get that BMW, or
Mhm.
not that there's anything wrong with these cars, right?
Yeah.
But the point is that's what they think success
Yeah.
means.
That's right. Yeah.
Or if you drink Starbucks coffee, then you
Yeah.
are a successful person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you look at I don't know, but there've been taste tests done, and McDonald's coffee is actually better than Starbucks.
Better than, yes.
But everybody buys Starbucks because Starbucks has that success
Okay.
image attached to
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the key is that when you are going for your success, or when you are trying to be successful, the success isn't outside of you.
Mhm.
You have to focus on inside of
Inside to
you,
get.
and you got to understand what does success mean to you. Because I'll be very honest with you, I know very content people who like to come home, enjoy their work, and just like spend time with their family,
Mhm.
and that to them, they feel like the most successful people in the
True.
world.
True.
When there's other people that are chasing these prestigious jobs and driving these fancy cars, and if that's what success means to them, then that's good. But they have to make sure they're doing it for their reasons, not to impress other people. Because if
Yes,
you
sir.
try to impress other people,
So this is not success.
You lose yourself.
well, you
Yeah.
lose yourself,
Yeah.
but then again, those people you try to impress, they're not even going to be that impressed,
No.
No.
right?
So it means everyone has a different way to
Yeah.
look at it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
Everyone.
Yeah, if you drive Mercedes, I drive Pontiac, it doesn't mean you are like
More
this person
successful
and
than
yeah.
yeah. I just have probably higher car payments.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember exactly.
Yeah,
If you're happy from inside, so
Yeah,
this is
that's key.
so you're successful.
yeah, but you need to understand what that success means to you, and that,
Yes, exactly.
right, and you need to take that time to stop listening to other people, the
Yes.
media and all that stuff,
Yes.
even social media,
Media.
right? Social media, except this program.
Good you said it.
Right? You gotta stop listening to that, because if
Yes.
you do, then what'll happen is outside factors will tell you, and you'll run around your whole life chasing
Yes.
these definitions of success that other people have put for you.
Very well said. Very well said. Wow.
But this media is promoting a lot of good things.
That's why everybody should listen to it over and over again.
Because we have so many people are watching. Rosal, this is from India. Hey, Rosal, buddy, how are you? Wafi Ahmed from Karachi. Jackie Dillon from Calgary. Amit Jasani, Shalu Sharma, thank you so much. And there are a bunch of other people.
Salaam
Murad,
Namaste.
Shazin, Shakil, they're from Edmonton. Huh? He's watching from Edmonton. Wow.
So it's good we came to know exactly, like it's good for our viewers.
Viewers and
To know
listeners.
exactly how to go towards to this TED Talk thing. If they have something they want to share an experience, and
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
think that's very important.
So what's the next step now?
Yeah.
What do you want to do now?
Oh, it's a good question. You can always
Listen, we are trying to
hard
get.
questions.
Listen.
I still remember the first interview. Who is Aleem Nasser? I'm like, oh my god, how am I supposed to answer that one?
What was going on?
I'm like, oh god.
You know what? We just want you to get better.
Yeah, just preparing me for the next one.
That's right. Yeah.
I think, in all fairness, what I would like to do is I would like to be able to sort of reach more people
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of assist and help more people, because the stuff that I teach, I've seen it with my own eyes. Like students and professionals, they come and work with me, and I'm not joking. Within 2-3 months, they're different people, and they're just happy. They feel they're more successful,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just going on their path. And I would like to actually reach more people and help them and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Is
what I
there
would
any way
like to
we can do monthly program here? We can just pick a topic and we can do it for especially just with you for an hour
do.
every month.
Yeah,
We can pick a.
yeah. I would.
I think it'll be nice. We can reach more people. And we can try to.
Yeah.
We can try to make you famous as well.
Well, the goal isn't to be famous.
Yeah.
The goal
No,
is to,
of course.
right?
Yeah, I'm
the
just
goal-
kidding.
The goal is to try to
Yeah.
help people, because I think if we can help people kind of learn,
Change their mindset.
yeah, if they can just learn how to use their
Yeah.
mindset in a
Yeah.
more effective way,
Yeah.
because that information is very hard to get.
Yes. Yes.
Right? And you're not
Because
gonna-
we had Amit Jasani, Amit Jasani,
Yeah, yeah.
or like not Amit Jasani, sorry. Amit Shavji.
Yeah.
Amit
Yeah.
Shavji.
yeah.
So
Good
he
friend
was
of
on
mine.
our show 2-3 times. We did a special show with him.
Yeah.
And so I met him last month or 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So he was going to UK. He's got a message from UK. You you were on the radio show. So can we have a better kind of video now? We want to know more about it. And then he had a message from Dubai. They want the video.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, you guys are making us making me famous. I said, no, it's not me and Salman, it's you. We just try to ask whatever we ask.
Yeah.
Because we did it, special for students, where to get, how to get,
Yeah.
all the scholarships, this and that, all kinds of
Yeah,
things.
and he's
And he's a master.
Yeah, he's a good wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, and he does all this voluntary everything,
yeah.
like you do so much voluntary in our community as well. So I think that's inspired a lot of people, our viewers, listeners as well. It's a good topic. We need these topics, especially this kind of age, right? The way we are, it's so much fast. People doesn't have time for their parents. They don't have time for anything else. They're running around.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
they are running around. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so maybe we can plan it. We can pick maybe first, second week of every month, and we can pick a topic and
Sure.
we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We'll
Yeah, so we'll update our after. Yeah, I think it'll be nice.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so I can see our time is almost done.
yeah, we can go
Yeah.
5-10 minutes or.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we
Oh,
can. I mean, Aleem is here.
Okay. That's right. So, okay, we talked about TED Talk, we talked about what you want to do more. So, now how people find out about these TED Talks? Like
That's a
if
good
they
one.
want to get into it,
See,
how do they find it?
So I think what you want to do
Mhm.
is you can just research it online, and I think there's usually what they do is they have a call for speakers.
Okay,
So I think Calgary's having one pretty soon.
Okay.
And I was just on their website or something, and I think they're looking for speakers.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so what you have to do is you have to be able to approach them, and then I think you have to kind of explain to them what it is that you want to talk about.
Okay.
And then you have to give your submission, and then they'll evaluate if it meets their
Yeah,
criteria and all that
okay.
stuff. And then if they say yes, then you have to go through auditions and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a bit of a process.
Yeah,
To be
yeah,
able
of
to
course,
do it,
you
yeah.
can't just have any speakers
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
There has to be, proper
Yeah,
speakers.
so now, like, if like if we talk about the university students, so
Yeah.
they are done with their exams and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Now they have a 3-4 months gap basically.
Yeah.
So what do you want to advise them? What they should do next 3-4 months
You know what they
to
should
keep them busy?
Yeah, you know what? I'm doing an academic excellence boot camp
Oh,
Oh, nice.
in July.
here in Calgary?
Yeah, in Calgary.
Oh,
So what I do is it's the first time I've done it in the summer. Usually I do it during the semester, but I'm doing it in July because during the semester I'm just too busy. I have too many classes to teach.
Mhm.
So what I'm doing during the summer, because I don't have, I'm not teaching during the summer, I have a boot camp. So for 4 weeks, I train them on how to, pretty much how to get a 4.0 grade point average. And a
oh,
lot of it has to do with just unlearning the old stuff.
Right.
Because the whole academic or the whole education system is over 300 years old.
Mhm.
So what happens is students, they're using old ways of learning and old ways of kind of absorbing information, but the amount of information that they're getting is going up exponentially.
Mm,
So they can't keep up. And if you look at the statistics and the data, they have mental health problems, they have
Yes.
stress problem, anxiety,
Of
because they're
all
using
this.
old ways of learning.
mhm.
And so what I try to do is I create these programs, and for, like I said, for a month, I just train them. Okay, look,
Mhm.
this is the new way to learn, and this is the new way to get stuff done.
Oh, so is it a weekly or it's like
Yeah,
a daily program?
So it's once a week.
Okay,
In fact, it's gonna be starting on July 7th. So
Okay.
once a week, every Sunday
okay.
afternoon at the University of Calgary, and they come in and then they'll learn how to actually become exceptional students.
So
Mm.
these students, sorry to interrupt before I forget the
That's okay.
question. So these students could be from year 1 to last year, or they have?
Yeah, so
How do you take them?
what I do is, in order to become part of this program, they need to apply,
Okay.
right? So in order to apply, then they just have to go to the link,
Mhm.
right? So there's a link that I just completed. So it's just, the link is theartofbeingsmart.com
Mhm.
hyphen bootcamp.
Maybe you can send me the link, I can share on
Yeah, yeah.
Facebook,
Yeah.
right?
So they just go into the boot camp,
Yeah.
and then what they do is they gotta answer a couple of questions.
Okay.
Okay, and then actually when they get there, they can actually see the TED Talk. So they can
Okay.
actually see how
Oh, there
it
it
works,
is.
right?
Okay.
So then they apply, and then they get, so once they click on it, then they apply.
Yeah.
And when they apply when they answer these questions, it helps me see what their
What?
challenges are.
Okay.
Mm.
And then if I feel I can help them and they'll be a good candidate, then I tell them when to come and all that kind of stuff.
So is there any charge for it?
Yeah, the first one is free.
First, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
okay.
first one is free, and the reason why it's free is because I want them to kind of see what it's all about,
course.
and there's no risk, and
Mhm.
I also can see them, and if it's worth it
Yes,
and all that
yes,
stuff.
yes.
Mhm.
And then the next 3 sessions, then they pay for that,
Okay.
right?
Wow, I
It's-
think
it's-
this is huge. This
Yeah,
is
it's
very
pretty
good.
pretty reasonable, because I think it's like, I'm charging just over 500 for the entire month.
Well, like for 4 classes.
Yeah, for 4 classes.
Like,
yeah.
oh, yes, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Great. Oh, excellent.
So, on the fun side,
Which is,
this is radio show with the fun as well.
yeah, absolutely.
So, these, what I know is you've been going out of town and doing all those, like, live Facebook
Yeah, they're
video.
fun, man, they're
Yeah.
fun.
Nene, is it for us or is it for someone else? Or the one you want, like, don't want to say their names? Or is there any message you want you to give to someone? Like, what was the deal?
Just my mother to tell her that I love her.
Can you believe it?
Whoever he wanted to do, they must
No,
have gotten.
You know what?
message.
It's
They don't
the
know.
reason why I do those videos
Yes, yeah.
is because I find that they're just they're good because it helps people kind of experience where I'm at.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I was in, for example, I was in Miami, and we were driving home to Fort Lauderdale, and we just took this little turn off, and when we took this turn that we weren't supposed to, there was this street, and it had like music, it had like these restaurants, it had these shops everywhere. I never even heard of this place before. So we just stopped over, and it literally was one of the best places I've ever been.
Ah,
It's called Lincoln Road, and it's in Miami.
okay.
And I had to show people, like, look, if you come to Miami, you gotta come to this
You
place.
can understand.
So that's kind of why I like to put these videos up, because I get to, hopefully they can experience where I am
Yeah.
as much as I can. You know?
Mhm.
That's
I don't believe you, but that's okay.
Yeah. No, it was nice talking to you, and a lot
Yeah,
of
you too.
information you gave us, and now people, like lots of people don't even know about that.
Yes,
I,
no,
I
of
can
course.
tell you that, like,
Mm.
and the information, the way you explain everything, and I think all our listeners and viewers must be really happy to know today, like this was quite informative.
Well, it's good that we still have some viewers.
No, yeah. We have Salaam, like our friend Salaam Amlan, Major Sir is
Oh, yeah.
watching, yeah.
So you know, Salaam and I went to school
Muhammad.
together, right?
Together?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I think I got through school because I cheated off of him.
And of course, because I remember, you were telling us, like about the school year
By the way, I didn't
and
cheat.
university.
I didn't cheat. I'm just joking.
No, people knows you did. So you know about the school and university.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great story because never give up, never
Yeah.
give up.
It's just I had to train my mind to
Yes.
think differently, and I realized that my brain works differently from the way I'm taught.
Yeah.
So that and most people, what they do is they
The way they are talking.
Yeah, like most professors or most instructors teach you in a way, and if you have good auditory skills and if you listen, you're good.
Hmm.
I'm not good with the listening part. I'm good with the seeing part.
Seeing,
Like I can see it.
Visual, yeah.
Yeah, so I would have to take my notes and I'd have to create visual diagrams so I could
Mm.
see, and then once I saw it, then it would stick.
Yeah, I
Understand.
like that.
Yeah,
That's why.
because you are artists.
Art,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why,
Yeah.
visual.
Yeah,
Because
It's more important.
Yeah.
yeah, visual, and most people are visual
Yeah,
learners.
more,
Yeah.
more.
But the school system's taught to auditory learners.
Yeah.
Figure that out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's great.
Great stuff. Yeah, Aleem, I think this is fun. I hope we can continue more, but we have to end in 2 minutes.
Yeah, no problem.
So yeah, last message you want to give?
Yeah.
What's the message?
Watch Bollywood movies. Yes.
I think if I could give one message,
Yes.
and that is for people to, before you attempt whatever it is that you want to attempt to do, like we all have goals and
Yeah.
Yes,
aspirations
yes.
and stuff, right? I think before you do that, get your head right first.
Yes.
Right. So, for example, let's say you want to achieve something. I'm not too sure what. Let's just say you want to, I don't know, start a business or something, right? Before you even start with that business, get your head right
Mhm.
and give yourself evidence and rationale and reasons why you're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Make sure you're
You have
convinced.
to, okay, of course, convince
Yeah.
yourself first.
Yeah, like be
Yeah.
100% certain
Yeah.
that you're going to do it
Yeah.
Mhm.
before you start anything. And once you're 100% certain that you're going to do it, you'll be surprised at how your brain starts to give you the strategies
Yeah.
that you need to do it, and it becomes much less difficult.
Difficult.
But
Well,
most
makes
people
sense.
people do it with a lot of doubt behind
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
and then it just becomes harder and harder. But if you're 100% convinced that you can do it, it becomes very not easy, but it becomes more enjoyable.
Clear.
Enjoyable.
Also clear.
Yes.
Yeah, clear.
And it becomes clear for sure. It
Yeah.
becomes more enjoyable, and you start to attract opportunities to help you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like so, for example, I'm here, and you guys invited me to be here.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I always wanted to do was share the message with other people, right?
Yes, yes.
So I believe that we attracted each other,
Yes.
right? Like I wanted to share and help more people. You guys said, "Do you want to be on the show?" I'm like, "Absolutely," because maybe we can help and assist more people to achieve their goals, right? So that's kind of an example of that.
Mhm.
Wow. Good
That's
message,
nice.
man.
Yeah, good. I think
And
it
for the
was-
next time, we love biryani, so you can bring next time.
Chicken, shrimp,
Chicken.
not lamb.
Oh, cheaper.
Okay, thank you so much, Salim.
Oh, my pleasure.
To
My
be
pleasure.
here, and we
You guys are-
really found out lots of things about the TED Talk, and hopefully we can have you more often, and we'll talk about a certain.
Yeah.
Certain topics, yes. We
Yeah,
can
and
talk
even if
about-
your audience has questions, maybe we can
Yeah, we
answer
can
some.
take it, of course. So we can start
Yes,
something, I think it'll be nice. And
Yeah.
of course, we're gonna have more fun there as well.
Yeah.
Wow, and we just joined by, of course, Salim Merali and Sami Damani and Shane Alibhai as well just now. Awesome, guys. So, Salman ji, jate
Yeah,
jate.
I think we'll take say good night.
Good night.
Shubha
Yeah, until
and,
next week.
Thank you very much for
Yeah,
having me.
you're more than welcome, and it's good to have you always. And time is up, and we don't want to go, but we have to go. And we'll see you again next week with a different kind of segment and different edition of this program. And for the week, we wish you all the best. Have a safe fasting and enjoy your Ramzan. And inshallah, we'll see you next week. And Khuda Hafiz and Shabbat.
And guys, don't forget, a Sufi Queen Rita Sharma is coming to Calgary June 16. It's a Sunday at the Jubilee Auditorium. Tickets are available at OK Food and General Store and the Jubilee Auditorium website. Or you can, and it's organized by our good friends at Next Level Entertainment, Raman Jeet and Gurmit Mahela. And Registrar Sangam Salaam Namaste Calgary is the media sponsor. Thank you so much everyone for joining us on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. He'll be back again. We're going to have a chat with him and we can have him every month. I think it'll be nice, it'll be fun to talk about like certain topic, let's talk about. We're going to have our own Salaam Namaste talk. There we go. Good. Good. There we go. Salaam Namaste talk. And we'll be back next week. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz, Khuda Hafiz and Ya Ali Madad.
Okay, that's good. Let's take a couple of photographs.
So one is